Kia ora tātou, welcome everyone to this meeting of the Dunedin City Council. Welcome to the media and to the public and to staff and councillors. Our opening prayer today is by Lagan Rinpoche of the Tibetan Buddhist community.
We're just going to say a short prayer to invoke compassion and wisdom on the council and their decision making. We know you've got a very big agenda today.
Okay, now I note that on the next item on the agenda is public forum, and although no speakers had registered, there is a late registration. Mr. Bryant, is Mr. Bryant here? Welcome, Mr. Bryant. Would you like to take a... And you may need to switch the microphone.
Is it going? Thank you for the opportunity to come and submit on the long-term plan. And the subject that I was going to talk about is the backflow prevention test fee of $88 per connection that has been proposed in the long-term plan. And that's my first point, is that this new rate is in the long-term plan, but nobody knew about it till a letter came from the Water Department. Well, I didn't know about it till a letter from the Water Department in mid-June, long after the long-term plan hearings had actually been held. So the opportunity to submit on that proposed test fee was not available to myself, and I'm pretty sure most other people weren't aware of it, and councillors Kate and Mike weren't aware of it either. It was hidden in the body of that long-term plan. So the need for that this water test, and I guess we all want to have safe water, so there's a need to ensure, but will this test ensure that we do have safe water? And if I go back in history a wee bit, the West Taieri water scheme is the one that I'm involved with. Back 30 years ago when it started, I was involved with it, and when it was set up, the engineers wouldn't connect your supply to their system till you had the necessary tank with the necessary top flowing, the top filling inlet and an air gap, or a backflow protector valve for those connected direct to it. So initially the whole system was set up with the correct safeguards, and that was monitored by the staff, people like Tom Van Elst and Tony Cumberbeach from the Water Department. When they were doing their restrictor tests or meter reading, would ensure that that air gap was sufficient to ensure the water quality. So it has been monitored already in the past. I guess this is a more formal way of ensuring that it's been monitored, this test. The test has been carried out in the past year. And I assume that it was paid for just out of the normal Water Department budget, and so we have the test is established. And the question I'd ask about that is, has the test in the past year identified any problems that may be needing to be fixed? And I'm not sure if the Water Department has identified any problems with from their testing from the past year. And I guess the third question I want to address would be the cost of it. It seemed excessive for a relatively small task of putting your head in the tank and ensuring there's an air gap, or ensuring there's a backflow restrictor. And I had a couple of phone calls today from residents from Henley Township, which is a little township with people with relatively low incomes, and what they're concerned about is they're on 1 unit restrictors, so they pay $370 for a unit, and then this new water fee would add another 24% to their water costs. And the guy that I talked to said, if that's the case, I'm better just to cut off my town water supply and go back to roof water. So trying to ensure a safe water supply by introducing this test has meant that maybe he's at risk from having an unsafe water supply from a roof system. So what you're trying to ensure may be defeated by the fact that people are prepared to cut off their DCC water supply and go back to the roof supply. And the other point with the cost is most farms have multiple connection points, one for the farm, one for the house, and then a couple of runoffs. So my farm in particular, it's not a large farm, but it has 5 connection points, so it's 5 times 88 is the cost to my farm, and there's others with even more. So if it's a large scale enterprise with just 1 connection point, the cost is relatively minor, but for multiple connection points it's quite a major cost. So that's my submission to you guys about the proposed backflow prevention test. I guess the 3 points: lack of communications, consultation, the cost versus the outcome, and maybe the public health is still going to be further at risk from going back to roof supplies because householders are not prepared to pay that extra cost. So thanks for your time, and I'll leave you with your deliberations.
Well, thanks, Mr. Bryant. Now I'll open it up for questions if you're happy to take questions. I would caution you that we've already had quite a discussion over a lunchtime meeting about this, so you may not get many questions because quite a few are raised between councillors and staff, and quite a few have been answered and addressed, and we have some plans in place to address the issue at this meeting. But I'll open it up for questions. Are there any questions? Councillor New.
I just wondered, is there still a West Torrey committee, water committee established, or do they no longer operate independently? I know that the city, it's the same rate right across the city in terms of the water supply charge, but is that committee still in?
No, approximately 10 years ago, the DCC took over the West Torrey water scheme totally, so there's no longer a functioning local committee.
Any further questions? Mr. Bryant, thank you very much.
Thank you.